Fear, it doesn't knock before entering. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't care about your dreams, your plans, your potential. It lives in your chest, in your throat, in the quiet moments before you act. And most people? They build their entire lives around avoiding it. But what if fear isn't your enemy? What if it's your training partner? Right now, somewhere in your life, there's something you're avoiding. A conversation, a risk, a decision, a step forward. And you tell yourself it's not the right time. But the truth is much darker. You're afraid of failing, afraid of looking stupid, afraid of rejection, afraid of losing control, afraid that you're not enough. Fear doesn't scream, it whispers. It sounds like logic, it sounds like safety. It sounds like, be realistic. And that's why it wins. You don't defeat fear by pretending you're brave. You defeat it by understanding it. Fear is not weakness. Fear is your nervous system trying to protect you from pain. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. Thousands of years ago, fear kept your ancestors alive. A rustle in the bushes could mean death. A wrong tribe could mean exile. Your brain hasn't changed much since then. The problem? Today, there are no lions in your office, no predators in your business idea, no death in public speaking. But your brain reacts as if there is. Sweaty palms, racing heart, tight chest, shallow breathing, your body preparing for battle, against a meeting, against a camera, against an opportunity. The first step in training your mind to overcome fear is this. Stop treating fear as a sign to stop. Start treating it as a signal to grow. Fear shows you the edge of your current identity. If it doesn't scare you, it doesn't stretch you. Think about that. Everything you want sits on the other side of discomfort. Confidence, built through facing embarrassment. Strength, built through resistance. Respect, built through risk. But your mind will beg you to stay small. It will replay your past failures. It will magnify worst-case scenarios. It will create vivid images of humiliation. Your brain is a powerful storyteller, and fear is its favorite genre. So, how do you train it? You expose it, not all at once, not recklessly, but deliberately. The first time you speak up when your voice shakes, you survive. The first time you post that video and your heart pounds, you survive. The first time you say no, you survive. And something powerful happens. Your brain updates its data. Oh, we didn't die. Fear shrinks when faced. It grows when avoided. Avoidance is fear's oxygen. Every time you back down, your brain learns, this must be dangerous. Every time you step forward, your brain learns, we can handle this. You don't eliminate fear, you retrain it. But let's go deeper. Fear isn't just about failure, it's about identity. If you try and fail, you risk confirming your darkest belief. I'm not good enough. So you don't try, because as long as you don't try, you can protect the fantasy. You can say, I could have, if I wanted to. That's the trap. Potential feels safe. Action feels dangerous. Training your mind means killing the addiction to potential. You must choose real scars over imaginary greatness. It's painful, because action exposes truth, and truth doesn't always flatter you, but it frees you. Fear thrives in vagueness. I'm scared. Of what? Embarrassment? Rejection? Loss? Name it. Define it. Break it down. Your brain fears the unknown. When you make it specific, it becomes smaller. Instead of, I'm scared to start, say, I'm afraid people will judge me. Okay, so what if they do? What actually happens? They think something. Maybe they comment. Maybe they scroll. And your life continues. Fear exaggerates consequences. Your job is to shrink them back to reality. Another brutal truth? You cannot think your way out of fear. You must act your way out. Overthinking is fear wearing a disguise, planning, researching, waiting, perfecting, all forms of sophisticated avoidance. Clarity comes from action. Courage comes from movement. Confidence comes from repetition. You don't wait to feel ready. You act while feeling afraid. That's the training. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Your heart will race. Your voice may shake. Your hands might tremble. Do it anyway. Because courage is not calmness. Courage is controlled chaos. You move forward while your nervous system screams, and every time you do, you expand. Let's talk about worst-case scenarios. Your brain loves them. It replays disaster like a movie trailer. But here's what it doesn't show you: your resilience. It never shows you recovering, learning, adapting. It only shows the fall. Training your mind means rehearsing recovery, not catastrophe. Ask yourself, if this fails, how would I respond? Create a plan for resilience, not perfection. Fear weakens when you trust your ability to handle pain, because ultimately, that's what fear is about. Pain, emotional pain, rejection pain, loss pain. But pain is not fatal. Embarrassment fades, rejection redirects. Failure teaches. Avoidance? It erodes you slowly. You start doubting yourself, second-guessing everything, living cautiously, safe, but unfulfilled. And there's a different kind of fear. The fear of regret. The fear of looking back at your life and realizing you stayed comfortable. You stayed quiet. You stayed hidden. Which fear will you choose? The fear of action or the fear of never knowing? Because you can't eliminate fear. You can only choose which one guides you. Training your mind requires repetition, daily discomfort, not dramatic leaps. Small confrontations. Make the call. Speak the truth. Take the step. Build a tolerance for unease. Your nervous system adapts. Your identity evolves. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone who is fearless, but as someone who moves despite fear. That identity shift changes everything, because fear attacks identity. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not confident. I'm not a leader. Those are stories, and stories can be rewritten. Every time you act against your old narrative, you edit your identity. Fear says, stay who you are. Growth says, become who you could be. There will be days you retreat. That's human. Training is not perfection. It's persistence. The goal isn't to silence fear forever. It's to lower its authority. Imagine fear as a loud passenger in your car. It shouts directions. It warns you. It panics. But you are still the driver. You can hear it without obeying it. That's mastery. When fear no longer dictates your decisions, it becomes background noise. You don't wake up fearless. You wake up committed. Committed to growth. Committed to truth. Committed to discomfort. And slowly, what once terrified you becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes routine. The presentation, the risk, the leap. You realize something powerful. Fear was never the barrier. Your relationship with fear was. Train your mind to see fear as a doorway, not a wall. Walk toward it, not recklessly, but intentionally. Every time you feel that tightness in your chest, smile. That's expansion knocking. That's evolution calling. That's the edge of your next level. And one day, you'll look back at the version of you who hesitated, and you'll feel gratitude because they chose to step forward anyway. Not because they were fearless, but because they were tired of shrinking. Fear will always exist, so will you. And the more you train your mind, the smaller it becomes. Until one day, you don't ask, how do I overcome fear? You ask, what else can I conquer? And that is when you realize you were never weak. You were just untrained. Train your mind, and fear becomes fuel. But fuel is useless if you don't light it. So now the real question begins. What do you do the moment fear hits? Not tomorrow. Not when you feel stronger. Not when life is easier. Right there, in the moment. Because fear is immediate. And if you don't interrupt it, it builds momentum. The next time you feel fear rising, pause. Not to retreat, to observe. Your heart is racing. Your breath is shallow. Your thoughts are spiraling. Instead of saying, I'm scared, say, my body is preparing. That shift matters, because fear and excitement feel almost identical in the body. Racing heart, heightened focus, adrenaline. The difference? The story you attach to the sensation. One says, something is wrong. The other says, something important is happening. Train your mind to reinterpret the signal. You are not in danger. You are in growth. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Sometimes fear protects real wounds. Old humiliation, past rejection, moments when you tried and it hurt. Your mind remembers, and it tries to keep you from feeling that again. But healing doesn't happen through avoidance. It happens through exposure with awareness. You must revisit the battlefield, not to relive the trauma, but to rewrite the ending. If you were laughed at before, speak again. If you were rejected before, risk again. If you failed before, build again. Not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that pain didn't end you. There's a version of you trapped in the past. A version who decided, I'll never feel that again. And built walls. Training your mind means dismantling those walls, brick by brick. Fear also feeds on comparison. You scroll, you watch, you observe others succeeding, and fear whispers, you're behind. But you're not behind. You're just measuring your beginning against someone else's middle. Comparison amplifies fear because it attacks your sense of adequacy. It tells you you're smaller than you are. But growth is not a competition. It's a confrontation with yourself. The only person you must outgrow is the one you were yesterday. Fear says, they're better. Training says, I'm improving. One keeps you stuck, the other keeps you moving. Let's talk about self-talk, because fear is loudest in silence. What you say to yourself when no one is listening determines everything. If your internal voice is harsh, fear becomes heavier. If your internal voice is disciplined but supportive, fear becomes manageable. Not soft, not delusional, strong. Replace, I can't handle this, with, this will be uncomfortable, but I can endure it. Replace, I'm not ready, with, I will grow into readiness. Your words shape your nervous system shapes your actions, and your actions shape your life. Another truth most people avoid. Fear reduces when you build competence. Confidence is not magic, it's evidence. You're less afraid of driving because you've done it hundreds of times. You're less afraid of speaking when you've practiced. Skill shrinks fear. So instead of wishing for bravery, build ability. Study, practice, repeat. Action removes mystery, and mystery feeds fear. But there's something deeper. Sometimes you're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of success. Because success changes you. It demands responsibility, visibility, higher standards. If you succeed, you can't hide anymore. If you win, expectations rise. And that terrifies people. Because staying small is predictable. Growing is unknown. Training your mind means accepting evolution. You cannot become stronger and stay the same. Old friends may not understand you. Old habits may fall away. Old excuses won't fit anymore. Growth isolates before it elevates. Are you willing to lose who you were to become who you could be? That question silences fear. Because now it's not about comfort, it's about identity. You must fall in love with the process of becoming uncomfortable. Instead of saying, "I hate this feeling," say, "This is my training." Athletes don't hate soreness. They respect it. It signals adaptation. Fear is psychological soreness. It means you're stretching beyond your previous limit. Don't run from it. Lean into it carefully. Breathe through it. Act within it. There will be moments you freeze. That's human. Your nervous system has 3 responses: fight, flight, freeze. When you freeze, don't judge yourself. Interrupt it. Move your body. Take one small physical action. Stand up, walk, speak one sentence. Motion breaks paralysis. Fear hates momentum. And remember this: you don't need to eliminate fear completely to move forward. You only need 51% courage. Just slightly more courage than fear. And courage grows with repetition. Every action deposits evidence into your confidence bank. Every avoided action withdraws from it. What are you depositing daily? Are you building proof that you can handle life? Or are you collecting proof that you retreat? This is not about becoming fearless. It's about becoming dangerous to your own limitations. There is a future version of you watching. Stronger, calmer, sharper. That version exists only if you walk through fear now. Every time you hesitate, you delay meeting them. And one day, if you avoid fear long enough, something worse happens. You start resenting others. You see someone doing what you were too afraid to do, and it burns. Not because you hate them, but because you see what you abandoned in yourself. That quiet resentment is unexpressed courage. Don't let it rot inside you. Use it. Channel it. The next time fear shows up, instead of asking, "How do I get rid of this?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Is it pointing to a skill you need? A boundary you must set? A truth you've been avoiding? Fear is often a compass disguised as an obstacle. Follow it intelligently. But don't let it control you blindly. And here's something most people don't realize. The more you avoid fear, the smaller your world becomes. You avoid speaking. Then you avoid leading. Then you avoid trying. Soon, your life shrinks to what feels safe, and safety becomes a prison. Training your mind means expanding your comfort zone intentionally. Choose one thing each week that scares you slightly, not overwhelmingly, strategically. Gradual exposure rewires your brain. You teach your nervous system, "We can survive this." Over time, your baseline changes. What once terrified you becomes normal. And then you choose a bigger challenge. That's evolution. There will be people who don't understand this path. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're too intense. Good. Growth makes comfortable people uncomfortable. But you're not training to impress them. You're training to respect yourself. Because at the end of the day, when the noise fades, it's you and your reflection. Did you run or did you rise? Fear will always test you before elevating you. Every new level comes with new discomfort. If you want a bigger life, you must tolerate bigger fear. That's the price. But the reward? Freedom. Freedom from hesitation. Freedom from self-doubt controlling you. Freedom from shrinking. And here's the final truth. Fear never completely disappears, but your capacity expands. The same storm that once knocked you down becomes a breeze you walk through. Not because the storm weakened, but because you strengthened. So when fear visits you again, and it will, don't panic. Don't retreat. Don't negotiate with it. Stand still. Breathe deeply. Feel it fully. And step forward anyway. Because every time you do, you carve a new identity. One built not on comfort, but on courage. And courage, repeated daily, becomes who you are.